Hi guys, we're back with another book today, and it's a golden book.
It is, and it's a biography, and it's about Harriet Tubman. And I feel like sometimes when life seems really hard and daunting, we should probably go back and read the life stories of people who came before us, who really experienced serious hard times, and maybe kind of reframe our mindset. I'm trying to do that right now, and it's a task, but it's worth it.
And guys, we have important news. If you're at Manatee, and if you know the
Kids Heart Challenge,
the Kids Heart
with the
Challenge.
American Heart Association.
Yeah. Ask your parents to go on Facebook and help us do it.
Yeah, Helena's raising money for the Kids Heart Challenge with the American Heart Association is what she's talking about, and I will try to share that again.
Harriet.
This is about Harriet Tubman.
This book belongs to me.
Harriet Tubman was a hero who helped free enslaved black people from the brutal conditions of slavery. Harriet Tubman's birth name was Araminta Minty Ross. She was born in Dorchester County, Maryland, to her loving parents, Harriet Ritt Green and Ben Ross. Minty lived with Ritt and Ben and many brothers and sisters in a tiny cabin that had dirt floors and no windows or beds. Minty was born sometime in the early 1820s. Her parents never wrote down her birth date because Minty was a member of her family. Minty and the members of her family were not allowed to learn how to read or write. They were enslaved people owned by a person who made them work in a terrible condition for no pay.
How do they know their names? How do they spell it?
They just talk it. They don't necessarily write it down. During Minty's early life, slavery existed in the United States, especially in the southern states. Enslavers forced black people to do hard work and often punished them severely. Enslavers even sold black people to other enslavers, making it impossible for family members to see each other ever again. When Minty was a very young girl, she was forced to take care of babies. She also had to walk through freezing water to empty muskrat traps. As she grew, she was given even harder jobs like plowing fields, driving oxen, and chopping wood. The work was exhausting, but Minty persevered. When Minty was a young woman, she met a man named John Tubman and married him. Minty soon learned that she would be separated from John and her family and sold to an enslaver farther south from where she lived. She knew what she had to do: run away to a state in the north to become a free person. Minty ran off in the dark of night. She used skills she had learned from her father: how to move through the woods, how to wade through the river, throw off, any hounds tracking her scent, and how to follow the North Star. These skills helped her hide from slave catchers, people who hunted runaway enslaved people and returned them to enslavers for rewards. As Minty made the 90-mile journey north, she was led by her faith and the helpful hands of the Underground Railroad, a secret group of people who helped those seeking freedom. This group provided food and shelter, information and guidance, and even transportation. In 1849, after a long and dangerous journey, Minty reached Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She was a free woman, and now she would be called Harriet after her mother. Harriet found a job working in a hotel, and although she enjoyed being free, she missed her family greatly and decided she had to help them become free too. it wouldn't be easy. In 1850, Congress passed the Fugitive Slave Act, a law that allowed slave catchers to capture former enslaved people even in free states of the North and return them to their owners. But that didn't stop Harriet. She was fierce and determined. Harriet became a conductor on the Underground Railroad. She guided others in navigating many miles of trails, woods, and rivers to freedom. She traveled back to Maryland to rescue her brothers and led them all the way to Canada, where the Fugitive Slave Act could not be enforced. Harriet rescued people over and over, bringing her parents and more family members and other enslaved people from the North to be free. Word spread of Harriet and what she was doing, and enslavers began to put up wanted posters offering a reward for anyone who captured her. This made Harriet's work even more dangerous, but her faith kept her going. Wanted, Harriet Moses Tubman, wanted for stealing slaves. Reward, $40,000. Helena, that's a lot of money now. So in that time, that was really a lot of money. Not only did Harriet make many trips to rescue enslaved people, but she also gave speeches about the cruelty of slaves. Despite never having learned how to read or write, Harriet's family grew, as did the respect that people felt for her. In 1861, the Civil War broke out, and Harriet was asked to help the Northern Union Army defeat the Southern Confederate Army. She worked as a scout to recruit black soldiers, a nurse to help the wounded, a spy to get information, and even a battle commander. Harriet was the first woman in the United States to lead a raid, helping to free hundreds of enslaved people. In 1865, the Union Army won the war. Slavery was abolished. Harriet went upstate New York to be with her family. She married a man named Nelson Davis, adopted a daughter named Gertie, and continued to care for her parents and other black people who needed help. She opened the Harriet Tubman Home for the Aged in 1809 and kept giving speeches fighting for the rights of black people and women. This is a perfect book for National Women's Day. Harriet Tubman died in 1913. It's thought that she lived to the age of 90. In honor of her bravery, all the people she rescued, President Joe Biden hopes to put her picture on the $20 bill. Harriet inspired stories is a reminder that even when things are hard, you can make a difference in the life of others and change the world. Just like this fabulous, fierce, fiery woman did.
Is it a coincidence if she died at 20?
No, she lived to be 90. Harriet Tubman, on National Women's Day, this was a perfect book to read about a super brave woman who went against all the odds and was fearless to conquer being enslaved and saved so many people and rescued them and got them to the North where they were free. We hope you enjoyed this book. Happy National Women's Day. Every day is National Women's Day in our life. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Like and subscribe.